The Finals is a unique first-person shooter that allows the freedom of movement and creativity. It's a game where you can destroy buildings like your Godzilla and scale the destruction like your Keemstar in a fresh piece of drama. My name's Bradley, aka The Bradster. I stream on Twitch and I stream a variety of games, and one of my viewers recommended The Finals to me. Now, I'm not a big first-person shooter nowadays because I'm getting older, so my ability to shoot, move, and communicate in a video game with the joystick is going downhill real fast. But I started playing The Finals, and almost instantly, after the tutorial of course, I was hooked. The Finals really brought back some of that positive PTSD from those good old Warzone days before they screwed it up. The movement and the shooting and even the recoil feels the exact same, and I love it. Now, there are some pros and cons that I'm going to talk about in this video, but let's start with the positives. The movement in this game feels great. It feels like the old Warzone movement back in the 2020, 2021 days before they started flying in the air linearly. Just the sprinting, it's not too fast, it's not that new Omni movement, and also the slide canceling, it feels real great. I like the infinite ammo idea. You can reload at any time and stay in the fight. You have a limited magazine size of around 24 to 36 rounds depending on the class that you choose, and it's really, it's damaging in some games when you have to stop fighting and then go search for ammo, and sometimes you find the wrong ammo and pick it up. If not, sometimes miss it because it's such a fast-paced, action-packed game. So I really love the infinite ammo idea. It's just, it's very unrealistic, but it's very fun for a video game. I love that idea. And I also love, because some of the new FPS games that you'll play, you'll start reloading your magazine, you're reloading your gun rather, and while you sprint, it cancels that. So I love being able to sprint and doing all these other actions while reloading your weapon. Graphics are great. The buildings being able to collapse realistically is unique. And so from what I heard, Battlefield has the same type of gameplay and game style where you can destroy buildings and you can jump over the rubble and whatnot. And what makes this game unique specifically is that there's no fall damage. So you can jump from the tallest building, take 0 fall damage, just jump on the next pad in front of you to get across the map quickly. Another thing I absolutely love is the easy custom mode joinability. It's so simple. I love how simple it is. And a lot of games try to run away from the simplistic nature of UI, menus, and all these other things. It can just be very, very simple. Here's a quick 4-digit lobby ID, and you're in. I don't have to add you, you don't have to add me and whatnot, and we can jump into custom mode very quickly. Now, my first gripe about the game that I've really been enjoying playing, 20 hours so far in just about a week or so, is that there's no skill-based matchmaking. I remember my first match, I was getting paired with people that were bronze or silver ranked. I don't know how good that is. I haven't played any ranked yet, but they were destroying me. They were flying all over the map and going invisible. I love the aspect that you don't start with the best guns or the meta guns or whatnot, or even the even good secondaries. And I love that you have to actually play the game with an in-game currency that you acquire after the matches to get better weapons and better secondaries. The thing is though, if there's no matchmaking, skill-based matchmaking, you're gonna be paired to a lot of senior players, veteran players, if you will, and it's gonna seem very unfair to the new player, and it could turn them off and shy them away from the game to go play something else. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy around skill-based matchmaking because you'll win one game, next thing you know, you're in a lobby with, next thing you know, you're getting paired with people like Ninja and the blue hair and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I think it's needed in some games because, like I said, if you don't start out with the best weapons, you don't start out with optimal weapons that you can 2v1 in a good situation where you get lucky or you're skillful, then there's gonna be issues in the early game. Another thing that I'm not a huge fan of, and I wasn't a fan of dead silence in Warzone, because audio in games like Warzone, when it's a big open map, is that dead silence it really does ruin the feel of the game. Same thing for me personally, in my opinion. When people go invisible, they dash and they become invisible and you can't really see them, only like a very skewed outline of them, and they can just snipe you from there on or take you out with another weapon system. It kind of kills it for me. It really kills my mood to even continue the fight, because if the whole team is running the same tools and they're able to go invisible, it really kind of kills that competitive edge for me personally. Another thing that I didn't really understand is the wait times after death. Sometimes I'll have a 20-minute death timer that I got to wait to be respawned automatically. And then in the last 3 or 4 seconds, my team will die. Now I have to wait another 20 seconds. And then after that 20 seconds, we're spawned on the other side of the map that's 250 meters away from the objective, and it's a timed objective. Like, for example, cash out. So that's like a lot. That's a really lull in the very competitive, very fast-paced game that we're playing. And I don't really see why it needs to be so long. I would like to see that come down a little bit, or have specific game modes where it is smaller or shorter. And that being said, kill cams. Why aren't there any kill cams in the game? I know it's a free-to-play game, and there's cheaters in games that are you have to pay for. So I know there's going to be cheaters in free-to-play games. I would love to see kill cams to see how I died, who killed me, and if they're locking on headshots with everybody, I want to report them. How do you know if a player's actually cheating if there's no kill cams? I would also like to see how I died, where I died from, so I can learn from my mistakes, see what they know, maybe I don't know, to make me a better player. I would love to see kill cams in the game. If there's a 20-second death timer, I don't see why there wouldn't be kill cams. Does that make sense? So that's kind of my gripes and complaints about the game, and also things that I really love about it. But I want to talk about some of the things that can really improve from a new player's perspective and just my personal objective perspective. Put more maps in the game. As far as I know, there's 5 or 6 maps in the game, and they're all large maps, which goes to my second point. Put smaller maps into the game. You don't have to create specific smaller maps in order for players to play. You can make smaller maps of the bigger maps, right? Sometimes, like I said, you're running 250 meters away from the objective, and it's a timed objective, and it's time sensitive. It really kind of kills the whole, well, we may as well just stop playing this round and wait for the next round because we're not going to make it that far. It's too big, in my opinion. I would love to see more game modes, and there's not a typical team deathmatch or domination or hard point in this game. It's very unique to their own style, and I can appreciate that. However, these things get kind of repetitive after a little while. We can always fall back on what we know works, like team deathmatch, domination, hardpoint, stuff like that, and it'll be a lot more fun, right? You know, constantly going and playing like an objective-based game where it's cash out and stuff like that, it can get boring after a while. So I'd like to see more game modes in the game, even solo play. But yeah, there's nothing wrong putting OG game modes in a good game. Speaking of the game modes, I would also love to see, in my personal opinion, and I've heard from my chat on Twitch, at Bradley the Brasser, by the way, I would love to see specific game modes where it's guns only or no abilities and whatnot. That sounds like a really good idea to me. Kind of like how Fortnite has a build mode and a non-build mode, so it can attract players who like and dislike the build. Because I know a lot of FPSs nowadays are starting to put abilities into the game, and in my personal opinion, I'm not a huge fan of abilities and stuff like that. I'm more of a boots on the ground kind of guy. So people that agree with me and understand where I'm coming from there would also love game modes like that. And my last improve is to increase the custom lobby to 10 instead of 9. I know me and my chat, we really love to play the 5v5 no revive game mode, and we're unable to play that because our max is 9 players. So I would love to see bigger lobbies so that we can play different game modes. All in all, I think this game is really fun. I don't really enjoy multiplayers that much anymore nowadays because they're just too fast-paced, too punishing. I'm just not a fan of them, but the finals have really hit me a different way, and I'm really loving it so far. I've been hearing people say that this is for competitive gameplay, and if we want esports in this and blah, 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 right? In my opinion, I think if you eliminate the casual players in a multiplayer game, I think that's going to kill the game, because you really need those casual players to keep beefing up those numbers and having people to kill, even if they seem like, oh, these guys suck, oh, this is a bot lobby, blah, blah, blah. That's still important for the survivability of an online multiplayer game, first-person shooter specifically. It's really discouraging for someone like me. I'm a casual gamer, I would say, and a lot of my viewers are casual gamers too. If we jump into a game and we just get absolutely smoked, 0 kills, 10 deaths, we're like, well, this is for sweats, man. I'm not really having fun at all, and we're quick to turn off the game. So I think it's very important to also have the casual players in mind when making updates, guns, movement. UI, menu, all these things. I think it's important to keep them in mind. And I hope that this game and future games starts holding the casual player in mind so that we can continue to have games with larger numbers instead of mostly sweats. My overall rating in this game, 20 hours in, a new player, is a solid 8 out of 10. And it would bump up to a 9 if we had a little bit more game modes and maps. Easy 9 out of 10. I'm really enjoying the game. I love playing the game with my viewers. And if you want in on some of this action and join some of these custom lobbies, feel free to check out my Twitch. It's in the bio below. But all right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video so far. Please let me know what you think in the comment section, whether you agree or disagree with me. But like always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.